Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Spiders. Perhaps I could get up there. Let's look through here. How filthy. Decrepit. Some poor soul must have called this home. What's this? Paint? Why on earth? Confound my limited knowledge of chemistry. If only I knew. Oh. I thought I was alone. Perhaps not. More paint. Ah. A crossroads. What to take? The highland possibly gives me a vantage point. But I surely cannot get lost if my left hand is towards the sea. I'll stick by the sea. I've always been fond of it. All I know is that something must be keeping it lit. Even if it's merely electricity. Traps. Possibly for local wildlife. Debris. Interesting.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
What's this? Looks like an axis for a car. Certainly a car. What's life without a bit of adventure? I'm not terribly. Wait.
Come back.
I'm not sure how I got back here. I should turn back and take the high road. There's nothing for me over here. These aren't particularly well kept either. The barbed wire fence. But now, why would someone need that here? Not very consistent, is it?
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
So much to see. But I simply must keep...
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh. We are not like Lot's wife, you and I. We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did. No tired old man parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
too late for my liking, though.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
What's this now? More chemistry. Curse my limited knowledge. If I had only listened to my brother more. This path might not lead me straight to the lighthouse. It seems to be the only way. I'm not terribly claustrophobic, mind you. But let's just say, I have an uneasy feeling.